Beautiful people. Welcome to Dinner Now with RJ. I am your host, Rodney Johnson, man, and I'm super excited today, man, because this is my very first episode, and I have, a very special guest here today, man. Y'all gonna find out how special he is later on, man. But to me, because I got a few fun facts in here too. I want to introduce to some, man, and present to others, man. My friend, my partner, my brother, Buford Lyvers, man.
How you doing, man?
What's going on,
What's
bro?
up,
What's
man?
going on, man? Long time coming, ain't it, man?
You said that right.
Man, I'm
Long time.
super excited about today, man. It's not by happenstance that you're the first guest. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I don't believe that God does nothing, you know what I'm saying, by chance. Everything happens for a reason, man. So, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I said that, no introduction for me, but I'm gonna present it to them. Man, tell the people about you, man, about yourself.
Where we're at?
What, man? Just tell them just a little bit, because we got a lot of questions now. Just a little bit about yourself. Just a little introduction, man.
My name's Buford Lyvers. I was named after my dad. I'm a junior. Grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, on the east side area. Got a twin brother.
My brother.
Brad. I got
my
a sister,
other brother.
E. My mom. Yeah, I don't.
Nah, man, hey, that's it. Because I mean, like I said, we got a lot. We're gonna dig deep, man, because this show, it's exactly what the title is. It's then and now. You know what I mean? And we're gonna start at the then. We're gonna end at the now. So it's a lot that we're gonna go over, man. But if someone met you today, what would they see versus what you used to be?
They see a more mature guy, more humble, more thinking than reacting.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's good right there. And I can, I'm gonna I'm gonna cut in a lot, man, because I ain't gonna get into the fun fact yet, but when he said more thinking than reacting, I can definitely vouch for that. You know what I'm saying? More mature. You know what I mean? As we get older, as I got older, I share that same thing. I'm more proactive than reactive now, because we know back before. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Man.
Okay, then. Okay, all right. Well, that's really good, man. So with that being said, what's one word that describes the season of your life that you're in right now? Right now.
Season of my life. What describes a season of
one word? What would it be? I know a word. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say right now, I don't know if it applies to what you said, but I'm more patient now.
I like that. Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. You know what the word I had for you was blessed. But patient, that's powerful. I need to get there.
Yeah, my granny, she said patience is the key. She said patience, you get the patience, you understand, you learn and practice patience and everything will line up.
Everything else
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Man, it's funny you talking about patience, because people, they often say, be careful, you know what I'm saying, praying for patience, because God will give you situations where you would need those patience. You know what I mean? You have to utilize that, man. And the Bible talks about patience a lot, patiently waiting. You know what I'm saying? Be patient, be calm in all things. That's a good word, man. I really like that. All right, like a good introduction, man. So now we're gonna get into your den, man. Let's get into it. But before we get into that, man, I'm a little fun fact for y'all that don't know. little fun fact. And that fun fact is, me and this guy, man, we've been friends since we were 8 years old. 8 years old. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that about us, man. Uh, I remember first meeting my brother, man, my friend. I lived at 110G Thomas Street.
Yeah.
You lived on the other side.
109E.
You lived at 109.
Yeah.
Who lived in? See, I lived on the road with Michi. Rodney Jackson lived.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for putting your name out there, but you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
these and all that.
Yeah.
East Side, man. We
Yeah,
East Side.
come on, man. Yeah,
You know what
tighten
I'm
up,
saying?
man.
You know, Tamika Higgins lived
Yeah.
across. Darwin them, and
Darwin.
Timus them lived across from me.
Sanjay,
Who was on your
Lafayette.
side of the street? Because
On
I know
my
our side of
side.
the street was cold. You know
On my side, who was on my side? I had the old heads on my side. Bobby George.
Future,
They call him Future. I had
Jimmy Mormon there.
Jimmy Mormon.
Yeah.
I had
Wow.
Yeah.
Was dang man. Cat was Bolton on your nope.
Nah,
Bolton was on my side in the
side.
back of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Little fun fact, man.
Exactly.
That's wild. All right, man. So what was life like for you during your then season? What was it like back then? Growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, on Thomas Street in the project.
Growing up, it was, and I'm going to keep it, you know what I'm saying, what I vision, what I seen. You know what I mean? It was rough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it was rough, man.
It definitely was rough.
You know, yeah, without a father in the house, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you surrounded by all women, you know what I mean? And, and it was tough, I can't even remember going to the park.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even remember, doing sports, you know what I'm saying, until at the age of 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we didn't have the males to come and take us to the, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's real.
If I didn't meet this guy named Harold Lamb, I would never knew what football was. So
who's Harold Lamb?
Harold Lamb was a guy that I met when I moved out of the projects out into Cardinal Valley area.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was at the park one day and he pulled up on me.
Shout out to Harold Lamb, man.
Yeah, Harold.
Out there, man.
I appreciate you, Harold.
There it is.
I appreciate you, Harold.
There it is.
I think his son follows me on Facebook.
That's good stuff.
I ain't reached out to him. I ain't reached out to him yet. I seen him. I accepted his friend request.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I need to reach out to him because, you know what I'm saying, y'all play a part in my life. Y'all don't even know it yet. I'm just, I'm throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you, Harold,
the
man.
Lamb family.
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's, so what was some of the biggest battles that you was facing eternally back then? As a young man, you know what I'm saying?
Eternally, I was facing. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I felt angry.
Wow.
I felt angry. I felt angry, man, because and as time passed, I reflect back, and and I saw how I look at it now, like so okay, my mama, she didn't know how to run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take care of me and my siblings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's looking on what her mom did for her.
Right,
right. Because I always wanted to know, you know what I'm saying, why we never went to the park.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It might be some small other people, but that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I won't say.
Yeah, no, that sums it up, man. Pain, man. Eternally, because myself, growing up with you on Thomas Street. You know what's funny, man? People don't know, that from our childhood, man, I didn't know what grass was until I went to school. Remember,
we had no grass.
We had no grass.
No, we had dirt.
It was
We had dirt.
Like people wouldn't believe that, man. I promise you, bro.
We ain't had no fucking grass.
We didn't have no grass, bro.
Dirt.
You know what I'm saying? We used to play piggy bounce and you know what I'm saying, dodgeball and all that.
We couldn't even wear our clothes back to school.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We couldn't even wear the clothes.
That's why. Hold on. No, this ain't part of the show, but another fun fact. Soon we got home, went to mama tell you,
made us take them clothes off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Boy, take them school clothes
eventually.
Right.
You know what
hey, I'm telling you, man. If you can't vouch for that, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it was good. It was good times, though. It really was good times.
You know what I'm saying? It made me, you know, be thankful.
Be appreciative of what we have now, man. You know, somebody was asking me before, they're like, man, why you know what I'm saying? Like, you so, because I'm a little OCD when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? And it's because of that. You know what I'm saying? My mama told me a long time ago, rest her soul, Maru, beautiful, beautiful soul. She said, baby, if you take care of it, it'll last longer. And that stuck with me, dog, to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got stuff down that, man, I've been having it for 10 years. They're like, what, man? On everything.
Yeah.
Because I just take care of it. You know what I'm saying? That's good stuff. Okay. So was there a moment where you felt lost or unsure about the direction that you was going as you grew older, though? You know what I'm saying? We talked about, you know what I'm saying, you know, adolescence or whatever. Now in your teenage years, going into, you know, semi-adult years, let's say 18, 21 and all of that. Was it, I'm gonna read it again, was there a moment where you felt lost or unsure about the direction you was going?
I wouldn't say I was lost, you know. Let me go back in between 16 and 18.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
So 16 I get shot.
Mm-hmm. Right? I was there. Yeah.
16 I get shot. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing in my mind was, you know what I'm saying, go to school, you good in sports, play sports, get a degree, get a scholarship. So when I get shot when I was 16 and people tell me I can't play no sports no more. So in my mind, I'm like, well, shit, what, you know, I don't need to go to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, because I thought, you know, school couldn't teach me what, what the streets taught me. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not knocking school, y'all. Don't get that twisted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay in school, always go to school. You know what I mean? That's.
But what I'm trying to tell you is you got to learn both sides, not going in there illegal, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, talk to people that been on that other side. That's real. To keep you from going on that other side. You know what I'm saying? Because we curious people.
No, we are.
You know what I'm saying? We curious.
Yeah.
We born with curious genes. People don't believe that.
No,
I believe it. You know what I mean?
I totally believe it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. You know, so who or what, you know what I'm saying, you said from 16 to 18, I remember when you got shot. I was there. You know what I'm saying? It's wild, man. I'm telling you, man, this dude right here go way back. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know what, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
When I remember you got shot, man, and you know what I'm saying, you know, I didn't want to put this in here, but I'm gonna put it in here. You know what I'm saying? You know, I see people post about TN and this and that and that. They don't even know we was one of the, you know what I'm saying, the founders, the originators of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they, you know, they don't want to give us, but it's okay because I don't want to glorify that anyway. You know what I mean? I just thank God that I made it out. You know what I mean? That we made it out at 51. We're here to talk about it right now. But I remember, man, when you got shot, man, and you know what I'm saying, like, I think you was probably the first, and then it trickled down to, you know, we'll live it. You know what I'm saying? Tony Sullivan. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Tony Sullivan.
Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Our other brother, Whiteo.
Rest in peace, Whiteo.
Rest in peace, Whiteo. He ended up, and it was just that, you know, that type of environment that we was in. You know what I mean? That everybody at the time. You know what I'm saying? But we mainly fought though.
Yeah.
So when somebody got shot, it was a real big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we wasn't really, I mean, we had them, you know what I'm saying? But we was more fist to cuffs. You know what I'm saying? Let's get down, you know what I'm saying? Get down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get with it before we forget it, you know? We'll see how, and that was the respect. see who was really tough, you know what I'm saying, with them hands,
Yeah.
man. So I remember when you got shot, and that just changed my perspective because then it was red for me. You know what I'm saying? It was red. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, now, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're going to do. We're going to put the gloves down. Now we got, you know what I'm saying? We got to put these pistols in our pockets. You know what I'm saying?
They made me change my lane.
Yeah, it made not just you.
Yeah,
it made
everybody.
Our whole circle.
Yeah, the
you know
whole
what I'm saying?
circle.
Our whole circle changed our lane. You know what I'm saying? We went up another notch. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, Lord, for getting us through that.
For those don't know though,
talk to him.
The guy that shot me, he was my friend.
Yeah,
we grew up together on the same block.
Talk about it.
So what I'm trying to tell y'all, man, make sure y'all find out who's real with y'all, who's not, man, because it's gonna be somebody beside you to clip you. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that understood. You know, my friend, so-called friend, shot me.
We all grew up together.
Yeah.
Wow, that's real. That's a good message you just put in there, man. That's a good message right there. Good stuff, man. You know, I already went through that for a fact. But okay, man, let's talk about now, man, a little bit about the turning point. You know what I'm saying? You know, what was the moment where everything started to change for you?
From where I'm at right now?
I mean, everything. You know what I'm saying? From we ain't gonna glorify because it's a lot that we didn't put in there. You know what I'm saying? Because we jumped off the porch pretty early, man.
Pretty early, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We jumped off the porch in our teens. You know what I'm saying? Hustling, getting money. You know, I didn't put that in there, and it's a reason why I didn't put it in there. Because everybody wants to glorify that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. Man, don't care. You know what I'm saying? That don't make, you know what I mean? And I left it out for a reason.
I'm glad you left it out.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're not doing that.
I'm
you know what
glad
I'm
you
saying?
left
We're
it
not
out.
doing that. You know, if that's what y'all do, if that's what you want to do, you know, I ain't knocking nobody. Hustle, get your money. But
I didn't do the things that I did from the time I got shot and to up to this time here. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about it was a survival tactic for me. I didn't, it wasn't about trying to get brownie points and none of that shit. You know what I mean? It was I had no choice at that moment because I didn't have nobody to show me, hey, you do this right here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nobody. I didn't have no guidance. You know what I'm saying? I'm going on, visual. What I'm seeing people doing, you know what I'm saying, that like, okay, shoot, they can get me some money in my pocket, I'm going to go do that. Because if I don't do that, I didn't have nobody I can call, hey, man, I need 1,000. I didn't have nobody to do that.
No, it's real.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no guidance. So it was all survival tactics. You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep in mind at 16, you know what I'm saying, I was out on my own as well.
Yeah.
So when I got shot, I was homeless, basically.
It's funny you said that too, man, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that when you said survivor tactics. What people don't know is, man, like, when we 14, I think we started at 14 working for Micro City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Micro City government, man.
Shout out to Ronald Berry.
Shout out to Ron Berry, man. Yeah. Shout out to Ron Berry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did that, you know what I'm saying, those jobs, man, you know what I'm saying, because we was paying a light bill.
Yeah.
We was paying, you know what I'm saying, a water bill or cable bill or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We was helping our parents. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just about us. You know what I'm saying? So when Ronald Berry, when Micro City and all that got shut down, we didn't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? But to get it how we live. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that we saw. You know what I mean? So it was definitely survival tactics. Yeah. That's a good point you just made right there. Okay, so where's there? So when you started to change, you know what I'm saying? Was it like a specific conversation that you had with somebody? Was it an event? Was it like a spiritual awakening? What was it that made you be like, hold on, man, you know what I'm saying? I got to make this right here my turning point. I can't keep on doing this because this is just too much.
When I lost my son.
Wow. Yeah. You know, I took them out. I took that out, but I wanted you to share that on your own, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to elaborate with that,
I lost my son in November of 2020. November 20th, 2020. And you know, I was in an active addiction. You understand? And when I lose my son, God, it had to be God. You know, He came to me, and I don't know. You know, like I said, you know, I'm not a religion person.
Take your time.
You understand?
Yeah.
But I had a conversation 3 years before my son died with my son. You understand? I came out of rehab, and I wasn't even out of rehab 10 days. And I bump into my son. I'm sitting on Pemberton, and my son pulls up. I'm in my truck, and my son pulls up, and he said, "Daddy, give it a chance." So at that time, I found out that my son was, you know what I'm saying, doing what he was doing. I told him, you know what I'm saying, okay, you telling me give it a chance, you give it a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah.
But that conversation stuck in my head. You know what I'm saying? I didn't share it with nobody. I kept it with me, and I kept replaying it. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the conversations that keeps replaying in my head as of today. You understand? And then another conversation I had, well, not really a conversation. So in 2021, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was dealing with an active addiction. So my kids come and get me. They never came and got me from jail. You understand? And at the time, my wife, Nicole, you know what I'm saying? She told me, she like, you want the kids to come? I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bring them, you know. And they pulled up, but they not knowing that I'm on my way to a sober living spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I go from jail to the sober living spot, I get out of the car, and my at the time, I think she was what, 8? She was 7. You know what I'm saying? Because this was in 21. And she said, y'all taking my dad again? And broke down on me, boy.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Killed me, man.
Yeah, man.
You hear me now? It killed me, man. Because she didn't deserve none of this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
oh, man.
So I told her, man, I said, it will never happen again. I promise you. And that's what kept me going, bro.
Thank you, Lord.
That's what kept me going, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
No, it's strong. Wow.
You know, and everybody looking at me like, you know, hey, your son died, make you turn around. Because something had to happen to me to realize God is speaking to me, bro.
Yeah.
He's telling me, hey, man, shut down.
Yeah.
Come this way. I ain't gonna be perfect,
right?
But come this way,
right?
You know, them was the 2 conversations that I had that made me keep doing what I need to do.
Man, that's strong.
You know,
wow.
You know,
wow.
But yeah, man, you know, and I had to leave. I had to leave Kentucky. I had to leave.
Right there.
I had to leave. I had to leave because it was too many negative people around me. I had no positive people around me. You know, they couldn't look at the other side. And what I mean by the other side is the part that, you know, a negative, you know what I'm saying? The outcome, you know.
Yeah.
Because I got other kids. You know, when I lost my son, everybody come, man, when you gonna do this? When you gonna do that? When you gonna retaliate? Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, man, listen, man, you know, God, it's in God's hand.
It's in God's hand.
You understand? Wow. And people don't understand that. Even my son's mama don't understand that. You understand? You know, and I keep telling her, man, that is not really my battle.
Right.
That's not, because if it was my battle, I wouldn't get in trouble.
Come on, man.
For retaliating.
That's real.
I wouldn't go to jail.
That's so smart.
So
bro.
Therefore, it's not my battle because it's wrong.
Right.
And it took me I'm not going to front. It took me a while to grasp that.
Yeah.
You understand?
First thing you saw was red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah.
And I had to get out of Kentucky because I had to train myself
Wow.
for this transition that I'm in. Because like I said, I was straddling.
Yeah.
I was
Either I'm gonna
straddling.
do this or I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
And it kept affecting me. It was affecting my growth.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
You understand? Like, and another thing I had to let go too is I had to let go of trying to prove a point to somebody, to the people that don't even that ain't even made a call to me.
Man.
Ain't never checked up on me. Y'all know who y'all are.
No,
y'all know the people y'all thought y'all was my people. Y'all never called and make sure I was all right. But you know what? I still love y'all.
That's right.
So I'm gonna throw that out there. I ain't got no love lost, no hatred in my blood. But it is what it is.
That's real. No, it's good, man. You said two key words earlier, you know what I'm saying, during the show. You said maturity and you said patience. And those two words, man, you know what I'm saying, has, lit me just listening to, everything you've been through. Those two words have been your foundation to where you are right now. And that's strong because everybody can't even grasp the one, the maturity part. You know what I'm saying? Let alone the patience. Because, and then you said something too. You said, I'm more proactive than reactive. That's strong, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody listening to this, man, get that right there. Because you can always react. You can react to anything. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, if you go to any prisons right now, I guarantee you they would be like, man, if I just thought about, you know what I'm saying, within those few seconds, I would have never done that. But a lot of people don't think, they just react, man. So that's strong, bro, man. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for sharing that about your son, man. It's funny you talk about your son, man, because I remember selling him a car. I remember y'all coming up to the dealership, Well, he came without you. Then you end up coming, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think he knew who I was when I was selling him that car. You know what I mean? And he found out. I was like, man, I thought, because me, when I was in the automotive industry, I built relationships. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those guys, and so I asked a lot of questions. Man, who your daddy? Boy, you look familiar to me. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, do dirt. What could I sell it, man? That's my dog. That's my brother, man. Rest in peace, man, to your son, man. He's a good man.
And I want to give my condolence, man, to everybody that lost somebody, man.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? I want to give condolence to everybody who lost something, man.
That's good. That's real, real good. I don't I don't know what it feels like to lose a son, but I sat here in this seat, you know what I'm saying, with the loss of a mother, the father, you know what I'm saying, the loss of my sister, you know what I'm saying, aunties, uncles, you know what I mean, my brother, Whiteo, our brother, we shared him together. So I do know the pain of mourning and losing somebody that's near and dear to you, man. Near and dear. So, I mean, you already answered that. So what was the hardest thing you had to let go in order to grow? You already answered that. So we're going to keep it moving. Now, here it is. You know
Another thing.
Go ahead. Talk
Another
about
thing I had to let go. This is important, y'all. Y'all pay attention, y'all. The most of the thing you got to let go is your pride. You got to let your pride go. You understand? The pride is 90% choke everybody up. Man. You understand? So let your pride go. And then the process start. Trust and believe me. And don't worry about what people say or think about you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're comfortable. Yeah. That's real. That's all that matters. That's real. You talk about pride. You said that's the main thing. Yeah. No, guess what the Bible says about pride? Pride comes before the fall. When people start getting boasted up in their pride, just wait a little while. They're about to have a tremendous fall, man. Pride, you know what the old saints back in the church, they used to call pride the silent killer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even know that you don't even know that it's about to destroy you. It's like carbon dioxide. You know what I'm saying? It's like carbon dioxide. Yeah. It's just a slow kill. No smell, no nothing. No see it, none of that. Ooh. Yeah. Hey man, listen to what he just said about pride. Pride is powerful, man. Yeah. Ooh, that's good, man. That's good stuff right there, Dirk. Let's talk about some growth now, man. You know what I'm saying? We done checked off all of that, man. And I'm so, man, there's some good nuggets right here. Let's talk about how is your life different today compared to what it was back then? It's way different. It's way different. And what I mean by that is, I'm not down to nobody that came in my path. I'm not down to nobody that came in my path. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it goes back to being patient. You understand? You got to be patient with people you love.
That's real.
You understand? If you don't have that patience, you're gonna miss out. On what you're trying to look at.
That's good stuff.
You understand? And we don't got time to break all this down.
No,
you know what
that's
I'm saying?
good. That's good.
But,
no, that's good. That's good right there, man.
But yeah, lost the question.
No, you said it. I said, how is your life different today compared to back then? You said totally different.
Yeah.
All right. So what habits and mindset changes helped you rebuild your life right now?
My mindset, I had to be positive. My mind had to be positive. You know what I'm saying? I had to be around people that's growing. I don't care if it's an inch. If I see growth a little bit,
I'm with you.
I'm in the right spot.
I'm in the right spot.
You understand?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And then I saw myself with growth, little bits.
Yeah.
As long as I see I don't care if it's a pinch.
Yeah.
It means I'm growing. You understand?
Yes, sir. Small victories, man, equal big victories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of times, in our mind, you know what I'm saying, that voice be having, man, you don't got, you know what I'm saying, be all happy about it. Yes, you do.
Heck
you do got to be happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Because before you couldn't even, you know what I'm saying, that you couldn't even take a couple of steps forward. You know what I'm saying? So you taking a few steps forward, man, be happy about those small victories. Because they do add up to this. That's good, man. Yeah, they add up.
I take all your pennies too.
Yeah, there it is.
I take all your pennies. If y'all think your pennies ain't gonna add up to $100, throw them on my lane.
Hey,
I give y'all a bank account.
Hey, boy, you just like me. Be like, you don't want them pennies? I sure take them. Here, give them right to me. All right, so here it is, man. What does intentional living mean for you now? Living intentional, because you know what I'm saying, that's part of, you know what I'm saying, my whole key phrase. You know what I'm saying, like the past, you know what I'm saying, was temporary, but the now is intentional. So what is intentional living look like now?
Knowing I got people I gotta look out for.
It's intentional.
Knowing if I fuck up,
it's over.
It's over.
Wow. You're gonna let a lot of people down.
And I don't want to do that now.
You ain't gonna do it.
I don't, man.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it.
This is all practice, man.
Yes, sir.
You gotta practice your change. You gotta practice the transition, man. If you don't practice, you can't transition.
You can't transition.
You got to make sure you got to line up everything that you need to throw away, man, and replace that. You gotta replace the shit that you know that's not working for you, man.
That's good, bro. Man, you've been holding this in for a long time. I can tell. You know what I mean?
Man, because it's hard, man. I don't like. I keep telling you, man. My circle's small, man.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get. It's hard to let out with people, man. But I'm here to let y'all know, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody's saying right now. It's all about me right now.
Come on.
You understand?
Man. That's real.
You know. Once you realize you got to be you first, put you first.
What you
everything gonna line up. God and you.
There it is. There it is.
Everything else is you know what I'm saying? You know, if it comes, it comes. If it line up, it line up. If it don't, so well.
Yeah.
You came in by yourself, you going alone.
That's good, man. Hey, man, you know, I knew, man, when God moved some things out of the way, you know, for you to be the first guest. I knew it was a reason, and now I have confirmation, man. And you know, like this is healing. You know what I'm saying? This is how can you say, this is you replenishing your soul. You know what I mean? And you blessing me, bro. You know, because I'm just like that. You know, people look at you on the outside, man. They see this big old hard shell. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that you were crying on the inside, but you don't have nobody to dump it on because you don't really had that person that you really jig with like that. You know what I mean? And for you to feel open like that with me, man, that blesses me, bro.
Man,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
did. You never changed.
Nah, yeah.
You never changed,
Bless
man.
God, man. Bless
You know what I'm
God.
saying?
Yeah.
We don't have to see each other every day to
Nah.
know, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
about each other and how to, you know what I'm saying, how to look out for each other.
Yeah.
We don't,
Real.
you know what I'm saying? They think friends supposed to be talking 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's not it.
No, it's not it. It's better friends when you don't.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you do talk, it's like you never missed a beat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
That's when you
man.
know that it's real.
Yeah.
Man, praise God for that, man. So here it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? We coming to the end, man. My last question for you: what keeps you grounded right now when life gets hard?
My kids.
Yeah.
Cause if I fall, I know they're gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
Not physically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's more mentally than physically.
Yeah.
But my people that surround me, man,
Yeah.
keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Julius.
Yeah.
Shout out to Julius,
shout
y'all.
out Julius,
Green
man.
Eyes.
I need you on the show, man.
Shout
Green
out to
Eyes.
Green Eyes.
Yes, sir, man.
Shout out.
Good brother.
You know.
That's a good brother, man.
Shout out to my wife Monique. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rodney, y'all. Shout out to Rodney, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know, it took people that around me that I see.
Yeah.
That's changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I told Green Eyes, I told Julius, man, I'm glad you didn't throw in the towel on me. I told him this.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because like I said, man, some people, I'm gonna keep it on me.
Yeah.
I'm a type of person that, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I got to see it more than once to see if it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with friends. Mm-hmm. That's with anything that I'm dealing with. And I'm keeping it on me. And everybody got their own opinion about life and all that. This is mine, you know. And yeah. And I'm glad you didn't give up on me, boy.
Not never, man. You know, it's just one thing that I can say, man, and that I'm so grateful for is that my mother gave me, you know, what God gave me. God gave me my mama's heart. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we share the same story. You know what I'm saying? That's why we relate. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, we've been friends for over 30-something years. Shit, not 30-something years, almost 50 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm 51, 40, what, 48 years? No, 42.
About 42.
I ain't say I was good in math, but you know what I'm talking about.
Shout out to my mama, man. I love you, mama.
Miss Bar Brand.
Shout
out to Miss Bar Brand.
I love you, mama.
Yeah, man. You want any more shout outs, man? I mean, this right here, it's blessed my soul. I know it's blessed somebody else, man.
I wanna give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Nicole Brown. You know, because that's what you know.
That's where it started.
That's where the change
started.
The process.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she dealt with my addiction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She dealt with the, you know what I'm saying, the pickups when I, you know what I'm saying, when I had the hiccups. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Well, man, I tell you, man, this been one heck of an episode, which I knew it was. You know what I mean? Because God don't make no mistakes. You know what I mean? I hope somebody got blessed, and if there's anybody else, you know what I'm saying, that wants to come on the show, they have a then and now story. You know what I'm saying? Feel free, man, to inbox me, contact, email me, you know, whatever you want to, you know, however, you know what I'm saying, get to me, man. I would love to have you a part of the show. You know, this show is open for everybody, you know what I'm saying, because everybody has a then and now, you know what I'm saying. Again, you know, your past was temporary, but your now is an intentional. Be blessed. Peace and blessings.